You know, I love my Manfrotto tripods. I've got several of them, and for my needs, they're really great, both indoor and outdoor. However, I don't love their ball heads, and in fact, I've gotten several ball heads that came with the tripods, and I ended up selling them. The ball heads are actually okay, but the plate system, for me, it's proprietary, it's expensive, and I don't care for the way it locks in, and they don't all work together. Some are different than others, even within the Manfrotto family. So I kind of found a way to, at least for indoors, to have a setup that works with my tripods, but is a less expensive ball head and plate system. Now, I got into the system called Arca-Swiss back when I was a little more into photography, and I spent a lot of money on really high-end ball heads, and sure, they were really smooth, but they were, you know, $400, you know, really right stuff. Kirk made some really nice plates. Those plates could be $40, $50, $100 on up. Made in USA, really great stuff, but quite frankly, in a little studio with a G85 or a small mirrorless camera, I don't need that. In fact, the tripods are probably overkill. I found a much less expensive ball head and plate system that I think you're gonna really like. Now, when I say less expensive, how much? Well, the ball heads are $25 or less. They go by a bunch of different names, and those names are Triple Tree, Per Gear, Cowboy Studio. I have one of each actually, and they all look exactly the same. They look like they came out of maybe the same factory in China with a different name, but they're under $25. Now, the plates that come with this ball head, they're okay, but they've got some problems. One thing is they don't grip the camera very well, so the camera tends to spin. Also, the little screw and the little captive sort of handle that comes off of that screw in order to tighten it by hand, that thing flops down a lot and it gets in the way when you're trying to put your plate in and out of the clamp or in the ball head. So I kind of was on the lookout for a less expensive plate that was better. And I didn't want to go into the $50 and $100 range. So I actually found a plate made by a company called Breakthrough Photography. And I bought a small and a medium. And I think the small is around $10 and the medium is around $15. Now, what makes these plates something that I really think go well with these $25 ball heads? Well, for one thing, the rubber material on them really grips well. So your camera is less likely to move around and rotate. Especially if you use the little Allen head wrench to tighten them up, it really, really is secure. They also, the little captive handle, when you flip it up, it stays flipped up. It does not come down, it locks in place. And that was huge for me. And I mean the price, $10 to $15. And another cool thing is they provide a little slot for a camera strap, a hand strap, or a tether. And here's the really great thing. They come with a little end stop with little hex head screws that allow you to kind of position it in such a way that it catches one of the edges of your camera so that it further prevents rotation. Now, unfortunately with the G85, I tried all different positions and I couldn't get either of the plates to fit with that stop. So I had to take the stop off, which was not a big deal, but it might work for your camera, it might not, but they include it and it's an added bonus, it's great. So depending on exactly the price that Amazon is selling at the time, if you go with the small plate and you can get the ball head for around $20, you've got a $30 setup that works really well. In fact, I've got 3 of them in my studio right now. On the high end, if you get the larger plate, it's maybe $45 if the ball head's a little more expensive as well. But I'm telling you, these things, I think they're great. Now, who are they really for? Well, if you're going outdoors a lot, or you need the absolute smoothest panning, for instance, which is one of the things that these things are not great at, you're probably gonna wanna get something a little higher end. But for in-studio use where you just need a little rotation to level your camera out, and you just want a plate that is tight enough to prevent the camera or other devices like your field recorders and microphones and such from spinning, anything that you wanna put a plate on, these are a great option. And the thing is, the Arca-Swiss system, it's somewhat universal, meaning a lot of manufacturers make the plates, a lot of manufacturers make the clamps, which the ball head comes with, and it just makes things so much easier. I've standardized on the Arca-Swiss system. I've gotten rid of all my Manfrotto stuff except my video fluid head, which has this very large, very proprietary plate that I'm not gonna change. But for the frequency I use it, that's fine. I think it's great for someone that's shooting indoors or that has small needs in terms of the durability and ruggability, because I don't know that these would survive, hiking Yosemite or anything like that. But quite frankly, I'm super happy spending $40, $45 on this, putting it on my Manfrotto tripod, and I'm off to the races, and I'm super happy. So hopefully that saves you a little money and a little frustration and helps you squeeze a little bit more out of your camera budget. If you click the Amazon links that we have down below, that really does help us out, and I'm gonna list everything I talked about down below. We appreciate you subscribing if you want to get more videos like this, and we love comments, so please put them down below, questions, anything like that. We'd be happy to take a look and respond. I'm Chris with 2-Bit Da Vinci, and remember, they're just photons.